Hey everyone, here is a quick video showing you how I used Fenty Beauty products and Ace Beaute. Stay tuned. So I started with a Rimmel primer that I bought at my local drugstore. So I move on to brows using a spoolie brush, and then I will be using an eyebrow pencil, which I purchased from ColourPop. It's a dual eyebrow pencil, and also has a spoolie on the end, but that spoolie I prefer to use one all by itself versus the one on the other end. As you can see, I'm really getting in there. I even closed one eye at one point. It's a serious business. Next up, I'm going to clean it up a little bit with some concealer, just to kind of make a more of a clean line. And also, I use a concealer on my eyelids as a nice matte base when I'm going to start using the Ace Beaute eyeshadows. And here I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty concealer, and that is in the shade Cocoa. Just going to really layer it on and then use a brush to clean it up just a little bit to make sure that it's coming on evenly. Peep that color range. There are so many colors. It's a really affordable palette, great pigmentation. I got it for around $40 in shipping and handling. They're based in Texas, I believe. So it's a really, really great palette, and I definitely will recommend it. I think I even gave it to one of my friends for this Christmas season. So here I am going in with my first neutral shade. So for this, I decided to kind of go for, I didn't really have a theme, but then as I started to look at it, I normally kind of lean towards pinks. So I kind of wanted to do a little bit of orange. So I kind of made this like a bit of like a sunset look that I wanted just to try out. And as you can see, I'm just building it up with a brighter shade in the corner rather than a darker shade as people do with some usual smoky eyes. Here, as you can see, I'm concealing the lid because I want to add a bit of like a more sparkly tone. And since I've kind of layered some of the shadows on there, I kind of want to make sure that I have a more of a neutral base in order to build that color and have the orange pop out just a little bit more. And then I go in again with the orange transition shade that I used earlier, just to kind of bring it all together so it doesn't look so separate. And here is Fenty Beauty's foundation in shade 430, which is my shade. I use Real Technique with brushes to apply. They do have a sponge also, but I'm a frugalista, so I was not going to buy a sponge and a foundation. So the brush works just fine also. Here we are again going in with Cocoa as a concealer. The shade Cocoa is not too bright on me. And so I probably will get another shade that's a touch lighter in order to bring out the highlight in the future. But for now, this was just kind of a evening look. I didn't need to have like a full brightening highlight. So I just kind of just like work that in and blend that in for some under eye concealer. Now just to add a little bit of mascara before I pop on some lashes. I don't show the box in here, but the lashes are from Ardell, which I just bought at my local Walgreens. They're my favorite go-to lashes. They're the Wispies. So I do like to use those. And as you can see, there they are in place. Nobody wants to see you struggle on camera with those. I'm going in under the eye with some Ben Nye translucent powder in the shade of Topaz. So that is what I'm using over there. And then I use an all over powder from Bare Minerals, and that is in the shade Cappuccino. I bought that at Ulta. The Ben Nye is kind of hard to find. I believe they sell it at Nordstrom's. And here we are going in with the highlight, and that is going to be in the gold Trophy Wife from Fenty Beauty. The upper lip is going to make sense in a moment. I like it kind of bright, but then I'm going to definitely add some lipstick on it. So if anybody's looking like, wow, there's a ton of highlight on your upper lip, have no fear. The Stunna paint will cover that up. As you can see, there it is, Stunna paint and Uncensored. This lipstick, or liquid lip, is incredibly wet, so you have to be pretty careful with it. You know, make sure your edges are clean and everything, but it all turned out really well. It turns super matte, and it just looks wonderful. I feel like it looks great on a ton of skin tones. I've definitely seen a lot of other makeup artists use it online, and it looks fantastic. Just going to go in there and again with the gold Ace Beaute and just kind of highlight my tear ducts and my inner corners of my eyelids. I'm probably going to use Trophy Wife, but I decided just to go, since I was doing eyes with that one palette, I wanted to just go ahead and finish off with them. And I use a little bit of blush from Juvia's Place. And then I'm going to untwist these twists in this hair of mine and do a quick style. And then I decided we're going to switch that over to one side because it was looking silly on both sides. And this is pretty much the final look for this one. I mean, I'm definitely not a pro, but I definitely like the way that it all turned out. I think that the Rihanna foundation is amazing. If I knew it was going to be that good, I definitely would have stocked up because they're sold out at my local Sephora of this particular product. So I definitely want to pick some up. I just really think that her brand is great. It's such a wide range of colors. I think about 40 shades. So I think it's super inclusive. I definitely recommend it to anybody who's just looking for like a really good, like everyday foundation in which they can use. The Stunna lip paint is amazing. The eyeshadows are great also, great pigmentation. I hope you guys enjoyed this first video from me. Stay tuned. I hope to add more content. Thanks so much.